Good morning. Hi, it's Honey Lou. So this is my favorite basket. It is in a plastic kind of little like bin thing. I don't think it's a basket, but it's a plastic thing that I put all of my favorite decks in. I was organizing my stuff and I wanted to try to keep like my decks that I feel the most connected to into one little area. I was able to do it, and so I wanted to share all the decks that I have in here. Just to warn you, there are decks that I showed multiple times on my channel. There's really nothing different other than I added more to it. But yeah, I'm not going to really speak too much about them, so I could actually conquer this thing I'm trying to do. But yeah, I just wanted to make a video because I love watching videos of people's favorites, like the decks that they're like their die-hard decks or their workhorse decks or their soul decks. Like that's just my favorite, even though they show those decks all the time. I really enjoy watching that. But these are the decks that I'm just like, I really love and I want to learn the most about and go down that rabbit hole with these decks. And okay, so let's just get started. And yeah, so I'm gonna do that. And let's start with Marseille decks. So this one's in its own little basket. It's my handmade deck by Kartograme. It's the Oswald Wirth. I got the custom backs. It's really beautiful. It's only a 22 majors only deck, but I wanted to see if I could get that gold to show. It's really pretty. I love it. Well, you see all the glitter. And then I got the gilded edges. And I really love the way this deck shuffles. Let me just show you how it sounds. It sounds good. I love it. Okay, well here's the deck. So I've been journaling a lot with this deck and figuring out like what I could do with the 22 majors only deck. I had a lot of aha moments, but look how great. Agnes does a fantastic job, and she is very talented with what she does. I definitely want to get another deck from her someday. I think the imperfections make the deck really perfect. Like you could see a little crease there, but it adds to the deck. It definitely gives it like that homemade feel. I love the squiggles she did, and I love how she did different color gilding. It's amazing. But yeah, this deck is great. I really love it. I definitely want to get a 78 card deck from her someday. See the little imperfections, and it just really gives it character. And this deck the cardstock is amazing. Even just like I'm probably weird, but I really enjoy, like, let me see, oh, there's like a little paint. You can see like a little brush thing, and I just think that is so cool. And like there's like that little green, you could just tell that it's handmade. There's like another paintbrush thing stuck there. Wow, it's so gorgeous. Okay, next deck. We'll start with Marseille. I already mentioned that. We'll do the Tarot di Marsella by Pablo Robledo. I've been wanting this deck for a long time. It's like nice and small. I like the tea stains and like the color palette all in one. I think it makes the deck really cozy and warm. I love his eyes. He looks like my dad. But this deck is great. I think I have like 5 Marseilles in my little basket, so these would be like my top 5 Marseilles. Okay. Oh, I love this card. And then here are the backs, and then it's white. It looks really good laid out, and it's a good clear reader. I like that it's nice and perfect for me. Another Marseille is one of my first Marseilles, actually, the Tarot de Marseille Millennium edition. This is by Wilfried Houdini, 2017. This feels like more like a fine art deck. It was pretty expensive. I got it for my birthday from myself. But I like the white. I like the color palette. It's really bright and cheery, and perfect. Nice cardstock. Like I said, it feels like fine art. Shuffle's nice. It's a little bit on the thicker side, but I love it. And I gotta find my card to show you guys. I love the devil card. The Pablo Robledo's deck devil looks really good too. My card. Love it. These decks will always be like top 5. I'm pretty sure, pretty positive. The decks that I'm going to show you are going to be top 5 for a really long time. And then I got the Tarot de Marseille Jean Dodal, 1701 by Jean, restored by Jean Flornay. And then this is the 2009 edition, and you can get the other editions at letarot.com. I just checked that website out. It's really cool. I'd have to do more research on this deck because I really love it. There's a few reproductions of this deck. I really like this edition because it's huge. It has a lot of personality, but it's like really attractive, and the cardstock is like nice and soft, so it feels really good in the hands. I feel like there's like really nothing special to it, but it just makes it's just special in its own way, and it's like such a clear reader. It's really good. I love this Lovers card. But it's really attractive, and I can't really figure out why it's so attractive. But yeah, it's just very simple, but kind of elegant, I would say, and very classy and clean feeling. Yeah. And I love seeing these cards big. They're nice and big. Let me compare it to a regular tarot size. So here's another Dodal. This is by Kartograme. This one's really cute too. This is another reproduction, but this is standard tarot size, nice linen cardstock. And you could see that it is pretty big. Okay. Another Marseille is this one. It's the Jean Noblet Tarot by the same people at letarot.com. I had the 2014 edition. And here is the front. I really love this deck. This deck speaks to me. I love everything about it. I love the pips. I love the pointy edges. I love the thick cardstock. The back is really nice. Fits really good in the hands. Really love the pips, and it's so good. I really think this is like one of my favorite. Yeah, this is like probably my #1 favorite Marseille right now. I am so smitten with it. I just think it's so cute, and it makes me so happy. And I feel like I could they speak to me. Like think about and just like listen to them talk to me, and the stories and stuff. It's so good. My favorite card. Yeah, I would consider this deck as a soul deck for me. I don't know why, but it's that feeling. You can't really put a soul deck into logic. It's more of a feeling. And that's what I feel about this deck. It's definitely very soulful. And yes, I just love it so much. Ooh, it's so cute. It makes me so happy. And I just got this deck. It's like when you know, right? Instant connection. Okay, so let's start with, next is, maybe let's do my Lenormand. So I got this. This is like one of my favorite oracles, the Intuit Oracle. I used to use this deck a lot, even though I didn't study Lenormand. I use this just as an oracle or a clarifier, which is really good. But I ended up taking out the Lenormand since I am studying Lenormand, and I wrote all over this one. This is like another really good Lenormand, and I shouldn't have done that because I had this deck and I didn't really think about it because, well, I did try taking these cards out once before, but I was just like, no, I have all the other cards. I want to use them all. But now I'm like, now that I'm really learning about Lenormand, I'm appreciating just the smallness of it, and so I've been just using these a lot. And then here are my other Lenormand that I really love. And you could see that I wrote on them, but Lenormand's really fun. Okay, so Playful Heart Tarot, I feel like is another soul deck for me. My inner child would really love this deck for processing emotions, and it's my moody deck. So this deck gets me, and it embraces emotions, and it's very supportive in that way, very expressive, and it doesn't really take away from like the negative, but it makes it just kind of, it's just very accepting and kind, and I love the backs too. Okay, I said I wasn't going to talk about these decks, but yes, it's great. I love this card. This is an extra card, Let It Go, Say Goodbye. That's one of my favorite cards. Star is a fave. They're all so good. Really good. I love all like the saturation and just the blending of colors. She did a really good job. It's by Kittenchops. I don't know her first name. She just goes by Kittenchops. Detailing. I want to find a good dragon deck. I don't have any dragon decks, but I want to get one. If you guys have a favorite dragon deck, even if it's out of print or whatever, please let me know what your favorite dragon deck is, and I'll look it up, because I want to find one. And from, as you could see, my aesthetic and my style, maybe you would know which one I would like the most. If you are a dragon tarot collector, I would love to know. Okay, another inner child soul deck right here are my I Am the Artist Tarot by Sakki-sakki and Sakki-sakki Tarot. This is Haunted. This is a misprint. I just got that not too long ago. I feel like it was meant for me to have, because I do feel like this is a soul deck. I edged my I Am the Artist Tarot. It's by Monica Saki, and I love her last name, but I feel like this deck was meant for me. And this is, like I did mention before, it's like my inner child for creativity and expressing myself through creativity and passion and fire. It's so fun. Very accepting too and supportive. And the guidebook's amazing. I love both editions of this deck and my misprint. I got a thing for misprints, obviously, and I'm really happy that I was able to find misprints of two of my favorite decks, and we'll go on about that some other day. But anyways, yeah, I just feel really special and lucky. Oh yeah, the backs are amazing. Makes me super happy. So good. This is like one of my favorite cards in this edition. I love the size of this deck too. It's a little bit smaller than regular tarot size, but it feels really good in the hands. I love everything about this deck. Okay, I'm gonna put it away. I don't know why I still kept this, but I just like the way it looks with it all together. So I gotta put it right. Eventually I'll probably throw it away because I'll get sick of like putting it on and off all the time, but for now I'm just gonna enjoy it and baby my deck because that's what I like to do. Okay, let me put these away real quick because I'm gonna drive myself crazy if I have too much deck sitting out. Okay, the Medicine Woman Tarot by Carol Bridges. This is the first edition of the deck, and it's really cool. Natural edges. This is the first black and white deck I got. Well, it's not really black. It's like brown or purpley brown. But this is I think it's like my only black and white deck, but I really love it. It's my community deck, I guess, and like supportive, manifesting, tell me what to do deck. It's a good deck for grounding and yeah, I don't know, it just reminds me of manifesting. The guidebook is really good. Kind of just goes down through the steps of like what to do to manifest what you want, and it's really cool that way. And then there's like all these stories. It's really good. And it's like this matte cardstock, which is nice. These are some of my favorite cards. Because this was like a reading I did and I just left them on top. Love this card so much. And it's these peeps grown up. Let me see if I can find it. Yes. So this is them first meeting each other, Two of Cups love, and then this is them as like the King of Cups, where they are matured and they went through all the trial and errors, and now they're married and grown and wise and still in love after all the troubles and the, you know, good and bad experiences, and it's beautiful. Okay, let's do my Rider-Waite Smith decks. So I have my Centennial deck in here because this is a favorite deck to use for like relationship readings. I love the backs. I love the off-white background. The cardstock is amazing, but everyone knows how this deck is, so I don't need to really explain it, but really love this deck. And another favorite Rider-Waite Smith deck that I have is the Universal Waite Tarot deck. I really love this version. I remember when I was like working with Rider-Waite, the first, you know, like the yellow box Centennial, I was like, oh, I wish they would just like kind of touch it up just a little bit. And this is that deck, like the deck that I envisioned that deck to be. And it took me a while to get this deck because I didn't really know anything about it. I was like, eh. But this deck does it in a perfect way where they don't overdo it, but they fix it. And like, look how beautiful her face is. You could actually see her face and her it's just so detailed and beautiful. And I like that it's very simple, not overly done. It's very peaceful. And like, look at all the detailing around her. And this would be a really good beginner's deck because it's like so detailed that you could see all the symbolism. I used to have a hard time figuring out what was what when I first started out. I like his face too. He has a really nice face. Same with the star, I like her eyelashes. I don't really like her foot there though. That's the only thing. And then I like how they stayed true to the handwriting, or the, you know, the writing font, whatever, Pam's. I don't know if it is Pam's handwriting, but they touched it up a little bit. It's just like a little makeover. That's all it is. And the cardstock is really nice. Look how vibrant this is, but it's not overly done. It's a really good deck. Love this cardstock. This is like one of my favorite cards in the deck. Here are the backs. Love it. Love it. Highly recommend this deck to anybody. Okay, another Rider-Waite inspired deck. I made this big. It's for my Golden Rider Tarot. This deck is out of print. It's really cool though. I love the backs. The backs are like the best thing about this deck, and like all the pinks and the gold borders. I love that hot pink, neon pink color. I don't like her eye, but everything else is really good. The eyes are a little bit weird in some of these cards, but it's okay. It gives it more of that, you know, handmade painting look, which I appreciate. I love his pink cape. I love that orange. It's really nice. I love this strength card. You see how peaceful and calm and it is. Like the colors just really puts you in a really peaceful mood. This is nice. You can see there's like a sunrise and the death is coming, and yes. Lots of motion with like just the colors. The little touch up of colors really makes a difference in this deck. Okay, I got my Herbcrafter deck. I really love this deck. It makes me want to learn a lot about plants. I used to drink a lot of tea, and I've been watching YouTube videos about like other people's cottages and their gardens and making their own loose leaf teas. And I forgot what this YouTube channel was called, but it's like this girl who has like, she has like a fantasy channel, and she does like fairies, and she has like a really cool altar, but she always goes, "Welcome, enchanted ones." And she's like a younger girl, but she's really beautiful, and I love her inner child expressions, and she makes me really excited just to watch her videos. Her content is really awesome. If I remember what it is, I'll share it with you guys because her channel's great. Okay, so Tabula Mundine. I love this deck. I actually just kind of organized it last night, but I love to work with this deck with my Apparition deck. Since I'm getting into like learning about astrology and the Hebrew letters and the planets and all of that good stuff, I've been noticing a lot more different things about this deck, but this deck will be a forever favorite. Cardstock is great. I have an extra copy of this deck because I love it so much. But yeah, it's a deck that you have to really spend time with. It's just a work of art. Feels like fine art. Really nice. Very detailed. I heard that Moline had a podcast, which I would love to check out. I gotta figure out where it's at. But anyways, okay. So I just figured out, so you got that Deacon of Aries. And then what's cool about it is that she did... So this is the Deacon, and these are the Deacons. And my baby's crying. Okay, so she added this part right there. And then she added this part right here. And then the eagle and that thing. So that's really cool about the deck too. Then you got Leo. And then so you could see that it has that right there. And then this. And then it has those, the dragon and the tiger. And then it has like the little lion and the owl. It's really cool. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, so I have my Apparition Tarot deck. This is really nice. I really love the backs. Sometimes I have a hard time using this deck, or I have to be really careful because I don't want to ruin it because I love the aesthetic of how clean it looks, but it's a really good reader. I love pairing it with my Tabula Mundine. And I love the guidebook. The guidebook is very supportive, and it kind of like pats you on the back a lot. So that's what's cool about this deck. And the illustrations are really nice. You could, it's just very modern and cool. It's really cool and simple. Okay, another deck is the Wild Unknown Tarot by Kim Kranz. This will be a forever favorite. So people talk about the Barbara Walker being their meanie deck or their slap you in the face kind of deck. Well, this is what Wild Unknown is for me. I did a lot of shadow work with this deck. I changed a lot of behavioral patterns with this deck. I love that. It tells you what you need to hear, and it's straight to the point. I like that it's very black and white, and it's kind of just straightforward. But sometimes I would not want to use this deck because I was kind of scared what it was going to tell me. But after processing what this deck is to me, I figured out that's what it is. But I love this card so much. I love that. The meanie 10 of the Swords. You're addicted to the drama. Yes, good times. I appreciate this deck for that. And then I got the Wild Unknown Animal Spirits. Love this deck. I love the way these cards sound. But this is the indie version too. Everyone knows what this deck is. It's an oracle, an animal oracle. And it has a really nice pamphlet. That basically all you need. I have the book too, but I like this pamphlet because it has really good keywords, and that's pretty much all you need. Okay, now the big one in my collection is the Thoth. So I have probably about 7 Thoth decks that I keep in here. Okay, so this one, I made this bag. It is my misprint deck. that I will forever cherish. It smells really good. I just really love it. I can't get over how good it smells. It smells really clean. It smells like laundry. This deck was brand new when I got it. It wasn't sealed, but it was brand new. And what's really cool about getting like older decks and they're like, they're brand new, or if you get to rip off the seal and then you like think about it and you're like, wow, this deck was made for me. Like it waited for this long just for me to have it. Isn't that amazing? Like I would think about stuff like that. I'm like, wow, it's been like 50, 40 years and or 30 years. And I'm like, wow, and it waited for me to have it. Like that's spiritual right there. Very synchronicities everywhere. Okay, so this is another one. This is my 1978. And you could see that it's not perfect. You could see that it looks all icky, but it came brand new too. I was the first one to use it. The box went through some shit, but this is like one of my, these are like my favorite editions that I'm going to show you. I have 3 large greenies that I really love. This one's like really vibrant and sharp and very clear, so that's why I really love this one. The cardstock's a little bit more like flims, like thinner, so it's nice. And really love this edition, and that is the 1978. The first greenie. And then the other Thoth that I have, I think it's the 1978. I'm not too sure. This one's a mystery because it didn't come with a guidebook or a box. So this one's a mystery. This one's a little bit more rare. It's like it's a different green than most greenies. So I can't really tell you too much about it, but I really love this one. When I first got it, I think I paid like $40 for this deck, and it was a little used when I got it, and it smelled like cigarettes. So I used a fabric softener wipes, and I wrapped it all around the deck, and I kind of like spread it a little bit apart. And so now this deck smells so clean, and it smells really, really good. And I love, like, it kind of gives it that blue jean effect, like worn blue jeans. So yeah, this deck is special. It was one of my first greenies. So it is a one that's like really special to me. And then I have my Kazanlar Tarot. This one is new, but I don't want to open it because it's really hard to get in. This is my backup copy of this copy. So yeah, I love the colors. I love going like this. That looked nice. I love how worn it looks, and yeah, I think it looks good. I would consider my Thoth decks a soul deck for me, and it's just like a multi-purpose deck for me. My Kazanlar Tarot, a soul deck, is, because it's just something you feel inside, and it's everything I'd hope for in a tarot deck, and it just really gets me. I get so excited when I look at these decks, and I feel so happy, and I just feel good decks. Love them. They're here to teach me things and to grow. I feel soul decks are, something you feel. They're meant to teach you something, even if you don't use them anymore. Like, this is my first soul deck. It did its purpose. It taught me a lot of things, and now I don't use it because it's really disheveled and worn, well loved. But I have a lot of memories with this deck, and yeah, sometimes soulmates don't stick around, or soul decks don't stick around, because they are meant for you to grow. They're meant to be there. And yeah, still really love the images. I love this card right here. Love the background. It's very familiar. It feels like home and family. And I learned tarot off this deck. That's when it started to make sense for me. Really good guidebook too. I think that's it in the basket, but let's some other decks. The Sirian Starseed Tarot that I couldn't put into my basket because it's huge. I really love it. But this deck is very flowy to me. Like, I could really read this deck, and it's very intuitive. I feel very connected to this deck too. Something about it, but it really picked me, honestly. I feel. It's really good. It's like not the prettiest deck in the whole world, but it really works. It's a really good tool. It really helps me tap into a part in my brain that makes it really flowy. I love this card so much. But yeah, that's the Sirian Starseed Tarot that I really love. I love how big it is. Like, it just feels so good and looks so cool in the hands. Some other decks that couldn't fit in my basket, but I feel like they're worth mentioning, is my Sibylla deck. I love this system. Someday I will do a walkthrough, because a person on my channel asked me to do a walkthrough, so if you're watching this, I'm still going to do a walkthrough for you, but I'm going to wait until I feel most confident in doing it, because I would love to do a good walkthrough for you guys. The Terrestrial Tarot, this is going to be my new elemental shadow deck. I like the cardstock. Cardstock's really nice. Not my aesthetic, but it's going to be mine, and I'm not going to sell it. And yeah, I've been really working with this deck, and so many aha moments, and I'm so glad that it wouldn't sell, because it's like, Honey Lou, you need to work with me, and I'm like, okay. Okay, how about the Ritual Tarot? I haven't worked with this deck in a long time, but it's really special to me. This is my first edition. I love the worn edges. I think it gives it more of that aesthetic that it has in this deck. Love the blue hues. But it's really special, and it's really beautiful. It's a work of art, and I'm happy that I have it. I love this card. Empress is amazing. I really love this card. And the Page of Wands is beautiful. I claim it to be my card. I just love the little butterflies and her body shape and stuff. And yeah. And this is my other Thoth that couldn't fit in my bag. This is like for reference. I don't use this deck that much, because I just wanted it for a reference, because it's like one of the first Thoth decks that are out, or that was first printed. It's like maybe the third one. This is box B, and then there's a box A. This is a misprint deck. It has a misprint 8 of cups, and it has a misprint Ace of Pentacles. But this deck is special. I love it. See, here's the misprint. There's no 8 right there. And then this one's a misprint. This is supposed to be this way. And it's supposed to go like that, but it's upside down. Okay, so I think that's it. Yep. Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed. This was fun. Bye. Oh yeah, and I would love to see your guys' favorite basket. Yeah, even if you showed that deck a lot, just share. I love it. I love it. I don't know about you guys, but I love it. So please do that. I would love to geek out on your guys' favorite decks. Oh yeah, I forgot about this Thoth. Oops, we're not over. Yeah, this is my cut up 1986 version. And my original Aleister Crowley, I forgot. I don't know how I missed these, but yeah, here are the backs. This is the standard size. I got a big mess now. Sorry, guys. But it's this one. This is the German edition. Sorry, I'm not done yet. I thought I was. I have my 1986 A.G. Mueller Thoth. The backs are like this. I really love the card or the art, the coloring in this deck, and the cardstock's really nice, and it's very vibrant. And then I got this one, my French edition. I edged it. Can't believe I thought I was done. My bad. Okay, so here's my French edition. I really like the edging. I think it looks really good with this back. I think I want to edge my German one, but I need to get a new oil-based Sharpie because it's worn. Yeah, this deck is beautiful. Nice and bright. The cards are nice and slippy, but the cardstock is like really thin. But it's nice cardstock. Okay. Now I'm done. Okay, you guys, I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys have a good day, and bye.